Uh, Thank you for watching my daily series during October 2022. My name is Alexander Ermenkov. I'm a ruling reality coach, and what I'm doing during this month of October is that I'm willing to share with you how reality is subject to influence and how I monitor what is happening in the outside reality based on what I'm trying and what I'm doing in my inner self in order to work with intent and receive long-term influence upon reality. It is very interesting because there are two things with which I'm working. From one side, it is the acceptance of the outer reality as it is. And for an example, in order to be easy for you to understand the topic and how the inner-outer world interaction is working, I'm using my body and my body weight. And when I started in October, I was 116.5 kilograms, and I intentionally want to reduce my weight, and basically my inner identity as a person is a 90-kilogram person, and in the moment my outer reality is in a much bigger deviation than who I have decided to be in the inside. So when I'm in this discomfort, when I'm in this zone of 100% failure from what I have myself decided in my inner being that is my normal, then because of this disturbance that is created between what is in my inside and what is in the outer reality, then the question is, but Alex, why don't you just accept it, and why just don't allow a new reality for you where long term you're going to be a new person and you're going to accept everything from the outer environment? I can do this. This is an option, and a lot of people are moving into this direction. For example, let's say you are in the moment a poor person according to the standards of your country, and you just accept it and you just allow this reality to be normal for you. But then if you, with your intent, decide to change the outer reality for you, and you want to become a middle income person, then it means that first, from the inside, you need to have a starting turning position in the moment with my kilograms and the way I want to go forward. The first thing is to create a movement and to create a flow. And in order to do this, I'm creating this pressure now, because let's say 90 kilograms are here and 115 are here. And in the moment, from one side, I can accept 150 kilograms, or if I'm trying to resist only the 150 kilograms and trying to fight, I will always stay in this position. So I need to decide how I'm working with the inner force of stop allowing this to exist in my reality, but also to work with my inner force and my inner energy into influencing this level with focusing on the below 90 kilograms and anchoring myself not with what my five senses are seeing, but anchoring myself with what my inner being is seeing, and then moving forward into the reality. I need to start doing different actions that are going to create this 90 kilogram person and bring it into the reality. So this is what I'm doing in this month of October, to work with my inner being and to move into influencing reality and also seeing together with you the real results. So yesterday till today I was not able to achieve anything significant, and I'm staying at the same level, and I have no reduction of weight, because in order to start the process of not eating and going into fasting, in order my body to start consuming its own fat that it have inside and stop taking the food from the outside, and to create a different cycle that is going to sustain my body and start reducing the weight from the organic way of being. And there are different ways you can do it with diets, you can do it with less calories that are needed for your body. But this is the way I'm doing or with some periods of fasting, and then I'm doing 24-hour fasting and 24 hours eating. So it's like intermittent fasting. And the problem is that it is still hard for me to create this as a long-term reality, so that I can long-term live where I want to live and to move forward into a different reality for myself. But since the intention is in me, and since the identity of a 90-kilogram person is in me, it is helping me to not allow this 115-kilogram outer reality to exist long term. So what I'm doing with my inner force, I'm influencing the outer reality by being able to change my behaviors, because anyhow I'm the one that is creating who I am. So this is a video where I'm explaining everything that is happening within me with a specific topic, in order you to understand that everything that you have heard in the personal development, all the books that you are reading, you need to actually find an applicational zones in your reality where you daily to practice and daily to strive and daily to create challenges for you in some areas, in order to work in pressure zones and to be able to create muscles. Yes, it's uncomfortable for me to share with you that I'm a failure in one area, but the beautiful thing is that when you fall, you stand up again and you try again. I have areas in my life where I have situations of failures for many years, but I haven't stopped, and now I'm a total success. It happens the same with all the champions, all the people. Not always we're in a flow. Sometimes we are in a situation where we just feel helpless, we just feel that we are not in the flow, we don't feel as winning. But even when we are in these situations, we need not to stop one thing, and this one thing is trying and not just staying in the place we are, but continuing to put our internal perception about reality and to never take it away from our long-term goal. Because once you decide that your long-term goal is not anymore important for you, then you are long-term going to shift into a different reality. But if you have decided that your long-term reality is different from what you are experiencing in the moment, then it doesn't matter how many years, how many efforts, long-term, more and more flow and motivation is going to be inside of you towards your new goal. If you have decided that you are going to be, let's say, more successful and rich than what you are in the moment. It doesn't matter if it is going to take changing of country, changing of job, changing of behavior, changing of status, changing of different things, but long term the steps are going to come into your reality which are aligned with your long-term goal. And this is how I'm moving forward. Also, I have created another very impossible goal for me, to be in a reality where I am a long-term billionaire, and this is something that is totally unachievable, totally unnecessary. I don't need to go into this type of reality. Nobody pushed me to be there. I just decided to do it in order to be under total stretch and pressure into my reality, and to be moving forward into different dimensions in order to long-term learn and move forward into using my inner forces and change the unchangeable, and change the things that looks like it's impossible to change in the outer reality. This only helps me to never stay, to never be satisfied, and to always shift what is my reality. Well, Alex, but isn't this going to create a discontent with you, and you're going to live your total life in total discontent, because you will never achieve anything, because your achievement is always a moving target, and so on and so on. No, it's not about the achievement, it's not about the end goal. I don't cherish and desire the end goal. For me, the important thing is just to be moving, just to be influencing the outer reality, just to enjoy life that is not a life of stillness, just to enjoy becoming more and more value for others. Because you can never be a person that have an outer reality of let's say being positioned as a billionaire or somebody of influence, and having a lot of resources that need to be managed, without understanding that you need to be also a person of value, because otherwise it is not going to be allowed for such a person to stay in a reality where he is able and is willing to consume all his riches at the expense of the others, or just because anyhow there is no difference between a billionaire, the most poor person in the world, because both of them are consuming approximately the same universal goods of shining, of light, of air, of water, and the basic universal goods for existence are the same for all the people. Then the only other thing that these differences in society are creating is the way then the wealth creation is creating options for new possibilities and new probabilities to exist, and for a better and a more conscious or a more moral distribution of wealth and abundance. So this is one thing I have decided to play with reality. So I'm just showing you during these days of October how I'm enjoying playing and training actually with my reality. So thank you for watching, and expect my